I am doing a review on the Shanann book called Letters to Christopher. I'm going to play some audio clips for you. I cannot read the book in full because that would violate copyright. I don't think it's right to take from another artist, so if you want to read the whole book, clearly you have to go get it. So, we are going to start from chapter 14. I'm going to post these in sections on the TikTok and on YouTube, so you can share your feedback. I have some notes. Took me a while to clip these, and let's get into it. Okay, chapter 14. On August 14th, Chris did an interview with the media. He went back and forth trying to figure out, does he want to do the interview? Obviously, we all know he did. Sandy Rusick told him not to do it, but thank God he did, obviously. So we're going to take a look at that interview. Again, I'm very careful. I'm a former journalist. I don't steal video, post it, and claim that it's mine. This interview was done by the ABC station in Denver, so let's have a look.
What's going on right now around your house?
Right now, you got K9 units, the sheriff's department. Everybody's like they're doing their best right now to figure out like if they can get a scent.
That's what's in my head. Like, if they're safe right now, they're gonna come back. But if they're not safe right now, that's the not knowing part. Like, if they're not safe, last night I had every light in the house on. I was hoping that I would just ran over by the kids running in the door and just like barrel rushing me, but it didn't happen. And it was just a traumatic night trying to be here.
I'm gonna ask some kind of tough questions about your relationship with your kids.
My kids are my life. I mean, those smiles light up my life. And just like, last night, like during when they usually eat dinner, it was just like I miss them. Like, I miss telling them, hey, you got to eat that or you're not going to get your dessert, and just like you're not going to get your snack after. I miss that. Like, I miss them, cuddle up on their couches. They have like a Minnie Mouse couch and a Sophia couch that they cuddle up on and watch, Bubble Guppies or something. And it was just like,
Okay, do we notice how he's talking about them in the past tense?
Here last night, and to go into their rooms and know that I wasn't going to turn the rain machines on. And I know that I wasn't going to turn their monitor on. And know I wasn't going to kiss them to bed tonight. It was that's why last night was just horrible. I couldn't do it. I want everybody to just come home. Like, wherever they're at, come home. That's what I want.
All right, so we have K9 units in the background barking like crazy. Obviously something's going on. I think he knows it. He knows that he just did an interview and it's not going so well. So,
on August 16th, 2018, 2 CBI agents met with Nikki at the Thornton Police Department to speak with her regarding this case. She had already met with the FBI. However, it had not been video recorded. She asked that she be given a ride to the police station and was picked up by 2 agents. Her father met her at the police station, and he had agreed to speak with the CBI also.
I'm also going to make a comment. People are also angry that the dad was present during the interview, that he had no place really being in the room. You have to remember, this was not an interrogation. She came to the police with information, and at that point, they didn't have much information. They knew about her because the company Anadarko let them know there were some emails between the two of them. However, they kind of need her right now to find more about the story.
So, the agents noted that she was very tired during the interviews, and that she stated she had not slept very much over the last 5 days. Prior to the interview, she gave the agents pieces of clothing that belonged to Christopher that she did not want in her home. She said she deleted all of the text messages between her and Christopher. They had met at work in May or early June. He was not wearing a wedding ring, never mentioned he was married, and did not initially mention he had children. Then one day he told her he had 2 children. She thought that was cute. He mentioned he had a significant other, and they were in the process of separating. Nikki was a contract employee at Anadarko Petroleum in Platteville, Colorado. She worked in...
All right. So chapter 14 also discusses that while police are in the home doing a search, they find that 3-foot doll that is covered with a sheet. They make note of that. That is bizarre. This is the same doll that Christopher sent Shanann a photo of. And we're not really sure if he meant to send it to her because there was no context behind the photo. It was just the photo. She takes that photo, she goes to Facebook, does a post about it. And while she is missing, people do start to comment on how bizarre this photo is. And now she's missing. Moving into chapter 16, finishing up with chapter 15. Some of the last phone calls that Christopher has with Nikki. And no one knows what they spoke about that night when they had that 111-minute phone call together. But one important fact in chapter 15 I wanted to mention is we will later come to find out Christopher tries to file an appeal, I believe within the last 2 years. And during that conversation, which was recorded, we'll do another video on it, with the attorney, Christopher says he just was not in the right mind place and wishes he never took the polygraph test. And we know that's not true because it is documented in the discovery, and he tells Shanann Cadle in the book, I got there at 8 p.m., and this is the first time police really drilled down on me. But that interview that night ended at 11 o'clock, and they told him to go home, and he can return the next day at 11 a.m. and do the polygraph test. And that's exactly what he did. So we will do another video separate, but this is the book review for now. If you're interested in the book, you do need to get it. It's called Letters from Christopher by Shanann Cadle. I'm not going to read the entire book, but I'm going to give you my opinion on the best parts of the book and play some clips for you. So we know that polygraph, he absolutely bombed it. So I don't know why he took it in the first place. Maybe he thought he could lie on it. I don't know. But thank God he did take it. Shanann talks about the 2,000 pages of discovery, which you can find yourself online. I'll link that in the comments section. They talk a lot about Nikki's interview with police, and so many of you have probably already watched that interview. There's a lot of content creators that pick it down minute by minute. I'm not going to do that. I just want to discuss the book and have an open conversation about a lot of the people involved in this whole story. And I look at both sides. What he did was absolutely horrible. There's no excuse for it, but you do have to dive in there and figure out what motivated him and what pushed him to do this. Yes, he is an evil human being for doing what he did. Are there more people involved that we don't know about that he's covering for? We'll get into that later, but we are going to listen to part of that chapter. Discusses a lot of text messages that are going on back and forth with Shanann and her friends. I'm going to show some of those text messages on screen as well, but we're also going to listen to how Shanann covers it in the book.
I can't afford 3 kids alone in Colorado. Both friends encouraged Shanann, and she told them both she loved them. They started talking about friend and her husband moving into the house with Shanann. Shanann said the house was in Christopher's name. They discussed the courts would make them sell it before he would just get it. They encouraged Shanann further. Shanann, I don't know, emoji. Shanann said that when she asked him for a hug and to hold her tonight for a minute, he said he couldn't right now. Shanann said he's not there right now. Shanann sends a screenshot of what appears to be her texting Christopher. Today, 6:09 a.m. Do you want to find out together with me tonight on the baby's gender? Christopher replied, yes. And Shanann loved his reply with a heart emoji. Shanann replied, please take 5 minutes today to tell me how you are feeling. I love you, Christopher, more than you know. Shanann texted that she offered it to him this morning and told her friends, I need us to work, and if he's wanting to know with me, I'm willing to wait. Can you?
So this chapter also discusses how frustrated Shanann is that Chris is not in the right mindset and she has to cancel the gender reveal party because it's embarrassing that he's not excited about it.